Hey everyone, how are you? Can you hear me? Thumbs up? Great. Can you see the screen? Great. Looking good, Sada. You look like you're ready to go. What was that movie? Star Wars, Princess Leia. There you go. All right, let's see. Peter driving. Shame, shame, shame. Not the days to be driving. Not an exam prep. All right, see Catherine, Talia, Perla, Andrea, Carlos driving. Anthony, Peter, Jane, Meredith, Sarah, Nicole, you're sideways. Oh, there you are. All right, so let's see. Who did I miss? Okay, Vanessa, Emily, Sabrina, Daphne somewhere, Heather, hey, Chad. I got you again side by side. That's so cool. Mina, Brian, Nicole and company again. Gil, Steven. Monica's joining, even though I didn't say it was okay for her to join. But it's okay, fine. Carlos says he's parked. Okay. Alright, I do recommend if you guys are participating in today's class, if you're going to participate, I recommend, that you have no distractions, you have a notebook, and you're going to write down the answers so you can figure out what your score was. Alright? Very, very, very important. I'm giving you a moment to get all that stuff. Make sure you have a calculator with you. Andrea, you're going to start with math right now? Is this recorded? Peter, no. Not recorded. It's only for the people that are participating and paying attention. No availability to check later, no. Andrea, what math are you doing? Go ahead. No, I know. What math are you doing? It's 75 hours, 4 weeks, 5 days a week, for 3.5 hours, yeah. Are you doing math or you just wanted to confirm? That comes out to 70, doesn't it? It does. Which you haven't done, it's actually a little less than 70, but okay. Because we don't do the full hours sometimes. Sometimes we go over, yeah. But then there's also the, if you remember, you have an exam you have to do up to 4 hours. That counts as your hours. Ah. Yep. Peter, you should be sorry. Are we doing the same review on Monday as well? It's not the same review. No, it's not the same. It's a different, it's similar, but it's a different exam. Perla, yes, Thursday and Friday. As of September, it will be just one day. So it won't be Thursday and Friday. It will be either Thursday or Friday. But for now, I'm still doing 2 days. All right, just giving enough time, everybody here, so I don't have to explain things over and over. we're going to go over the math from yesterday, the first of each chapter, and then we're going to go over sample questions. Chad is being high maintenance. Okay. All right, sure. Do I still need a notebook if I have the book? Well, here's the thing. These are things you need. Because the notebook, I mean, here's the thing, Perla, if you have the actual book, at the end of the book, there's blank pages, so you can write there if you want, right? That applies for everybody. Notebook, pen, chair. Hopefully your brain is here and focused, and for everyone, not just for chat. Wait, Chad is in your camera. What is he doing there? All right. He is not allowed in my room. Kick him out. All right, guys. Ready? Those of you that are in a car, you will suffer. Those of you that are in a room, you will suffer. That was the good news. All right, next. Make sure, please, no distractions. If you can, no distractions whatsoever, because today I'm not going to go back and forth. Today is strictly moving forward with questions and showing you guys how the questions are, okay? No, Perla, no, that's wrong. Nope. Have a lot of love for you. All right? I'm just trying to, and that's the reason I'm trying to help you, okay? I'm not going to go back and forth. We're testing. So I'm going to present it to you as if you were in the state exam for you to understand how to break down the questions. And that's why I don't want to go back. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep going back and forth. I want to move straight forward. I'm not going to answer questions that are not related to the practice exam. And I'm not going to answer anything that's unrelated to what we're doing today either. Okay? Gil, yeah. Okay. All right, so let's go. You guys need to participate, right? And hopefully you've done the homework, right? I asked you guys to do the first question of each section here in the math, right? And the first question was, Sally works 50-50 commission split with her broker. If she lists a house at $146,000 for 6% commission and sells it for $144,000, how much does Sally receive? All right, guys, here's the way it works. I'm going to take advantage now, so you pay attention. I'm going to take advantage now to explain how the practice exam will go. So I'm going to show you a question. In this case, we already have the answers. Hopefully, you guys did it, right? But I'm going to show you the question, and then slowly, look what I'm going to do. Slowly, I'll give you the answers. Is it A, 8,760? Is it B, 4,380? C, 8,340? Or D, 4,320? In this case, I already have it highlighted because it's from the math chapter. When we get to the exam prep that I'm going to show you guys in a little bit, when we get there, then it's going to be no highlights. Everybody needs to figure out what the answer is, okay? But I'm going to show you one by one, because that's how you should read it in the state exam, and also break down the questions into parts. That's the way you have to do in the state exam. All right? So as of right now, my question is, did everybody get this answer? D as in David. If not, let me know in the chat, and I will explain. If you didn't, let me know in the chat, and I'll explain real quick. Yes, everybody got it? Okay, cool. If you're watching on YouTube, let me know you're there so I can try to coordinate everything with you guys too as well, okay? All right, I'm getting a bunch of yeses, so I assume everybody got it. If you didn't, let me know. I'm going to explain. Perla says no. Okay. All right, Perla, let me ask you, where did you get stuck, if you don't mind me asking? And she's going to say chapter 1. No? Oh, you're typing? Not typing? How to apply the 6%. Okay. Heather says, I got it even though Chad did not tell me about the homework. Chad. All right, so how to apply the 6%. First question. It says 50-50 commission split. We're going to put that to the side for a second. The first question is, we list the property for $146,000, but we sell it for $144,000, correct? Is the commission applied to the listing price or the sale price? Let me know in the chat. Is it applied to the listing price or to the sale price? Sale price. So do I need the first number? We cross it out. So the 6% is applied to the $144,000. Okay? If you don't know how to apply the 6%, we're going to do a steering wheel. Where does 144 go? Right? Bottom left. Steven is speeding. Step by step, Steven. Bottom left. Okay? And here, 6% or 0.06. If they're at the bottom, what do? Multiply. Right? And it tells us that the total commission in this sale was $8,640. This is the total commission. But they have a 50-50 split. So what do we have to do? 8,640 divided by 2 or times 50%, whatever. And it's 4,320. This is how much commission Sally receives. You guys got it? Good. You used the list price instead of the sale price. Absolutely. Okay. The answer is D as in David. 4,320. All right, the next one we had was number 5. The Diavolins home on Dove Street is valued at $95,000. Property in the area is assessed at 60% of its value. The local tax rate is $2.85 per 100. What is the amount of the Diavolins' monthly taxes? Let's point out a few things before you give me the answers. Monthly. This is where a lot of people make a mistake. Monthly. That's what they're asking. Monthly. Now, the answer was 135.38. It's actually a little bit longer, but they rounded to 0.38. Did everybody get D as an answer? Sarah says no. Linda says no. Meredith says no. All right. So let's look at this. The Diavolins home was valued at $95,000, right? This is fair market value. Fair market value. That's how much you would sell the property for if you were to sell, right? Now, the property in the area is assessed at 60%. Okay? The other thing it says is that the tax rate is $2.85 per every 100. Correct? And then it asks you, what is the monthly taxes, right? So again, let's point this out. Monthly. This is how I do it, guys. I take the information I need and I break it down and point out a few things that I need to remember. This is the way I do it, always. Got it? Good so far? All right. I showed you guys a couple of things, a couple of tricks. One of them was regarding the $2.85 per 100, but we're going to start with one thing first, which is, are taxes based on fair market value or assessed value? Let me know in the chat. Taxes are based on fair market value or assessed value. Daphne, it's okay not to use the steering wheel. You don't have to. If you get the answers, you get the answers. All right, it's based on assessed value. So we need to figure out what this 60% means. How do we figure that out? If you know how to do the math, totally fine. If you don't, we will go to the steering wheel. And it's very simple. We're going to enter the information, 95,000 value. Bottom left, always. Value goes to the bottom left. And then we have 60%, or 0.6. Right? If the numbers are at the bottom, what do? We multiply. And we get 57,000. And this is the assessed value. Okay? Assessed value. I asked you to get the taxes. What do you need? Market value or assessed value? Well, market value is 95,000, but the assessed value is 60% of it. So it's 57,000. This is the number we need to now apply the tax rate. Okay? So this was step number 1, was figuring out assessed value. Step number 2 is now we have the assessed value. Where does value go? Bottom left. So 57,000, because that's what the taxes are based on. Okay? What is the rate? The rate is 2.85, right, per 100. But that's $2.85 per every $100. Correct? Okay. We're not going to multiply anything yet, because it's $2.85 per 100. If it's per 100, it's percent. So what I want you guys to do is take out the dollar sign, and you're going to add the percent sign. And that's it. If a number's at the bottom, what do? We multiply. So guys, 57,000 times 2.85%, and the answer is 1,624.50. This is the annual tax bill. You got it? Everybody good so far? This is step number 2. Good so far? Okay. But what did they ask? Did they ask for the annual, or did they ask for the monthly? They asked for monthly. So now that you have 1,000, this is step number 3. Now they have 1,624 with 50 cents. You're going to have to divide it by 12, and that equals 135.375. They rounded up to 8, so 3.78. And this is the monthly. Perla, you would have to, sorry, I did not ignore you, but if you want to put on your calculator the decimals, which you can do either or. You can do 2.85 or, let me put it here, 2.85%, or you can move 2 to the left and 0.0285. But now it's not percent, okay? So when you put in the calculator, you put one or the other. If your calculator has a percent key, you can put this one. If it doesn't, you can do the decimal. And that's what I tried to show you guys yesterday. There's always several ways to get to the result, one or the other. Okay? So let me show you guys step by step again. What I do is pull out the information that they're asking, break it down, figure out what they needed, which is right here. Taxes are based on assessed value. So I needed to figure out assessed value. Assessed value was 60% of 95,000. And that gives us 57,000. Step number 2 was, now that I got the assessed value, I can apply the tax rate. Tax rate is 2.85%. Or 0.0285, and that gives us the annual bill. The annual bill is 1,624 with 50 cents. But because they asked monthly, right? Because they asked monthly, we have to divide by 12. So that was step number 3. Dividing it by 12. And that's 135.378. Vanessa, did you get the results? Okay. That's it. Meredith. Yeah. It is. Daphne, how do we know that's annual? So when we went over the math chapter, it says, in any IRV or PRV problem, the rate, so interest, appreciation, etc., is usually annual, and income is annual. So the numbers that you have to put in the steering wheel are always annual. If they give you a monthly number, you multiply by 12 before you put it in the steering wheel. If they give you an annual number and they're asking you how much is it monthly, divide by 12. But the numbers that go in the steering wheel are always based on yearly or annual. Okay? Have to remember that. All right, next question was 7. And it says, Hal, Olive, Ron, and Marvin pooled their savings and purchased a vacation home for $125,000. If Hal invested $30,000 and Olive and Ron each contributed $35,000, what percentage of ownership was left for Marvin? Okay, first mistake a lot of people make is they think that Olive and Ron put $35,000. No, Olive and Ron put $70,000 because each contributed $35,000. All right, so if anybody had this wrong, that's what it was. So the answer was A. Did everybody get A? Is there anybody that didn't? So I can explain. Okay? Vanessa said no. All right, so let's go. We have, sorry. We have a purchase price. Purchase price of $125,000, right? And then Hal put 30,000. Olive put 35,000. Ron put 35,000. And we want to know how much Marvin put, right? But we don't want the amount. The question is, what percentage? All right? So look here. We purchased it for $125,000. We know how much these people contributed, right? What was the percentage for this one? Well, the first thing you need to do is figure out what was the total contribution between Hal, Olive, and Ron. And the contribution was $100,000. So how much money did Marvin put in? $25,000. But that's still not a percentage, correct? All right. So the first thing you needed to do is figure out how much Marvin contributed. And the rest is easy. Right? Very simple. We have already $125,000 is the purchase price. We're trying to figure out percentage, so there's only one thing we can put on top. Contribution. If there's a number on top and there's a number at the bottom, what do? We divide. And the answer is 0.20. Correct? If we turn this into percentage, 2 to the right, percent. Good? Right, Kelly? All right. Anybody that didn't get it yet? Joe, you're shaking your head. What happened? You didn't get it, or you're upset at something? Oh, you got it. Okay. Catherine says, my calculator told me or said 0.2. Is that the Mac calculator? Kelly's like, yeah. It's the same. 0.20 or 0.2 is the same. Max. All right. Next one. Next question was this one. And if anything, this is the most complicated question in the state exam. They're very easy. This one will be probably the most, hey, let me pull all my hair to figure out the answer. Perla, you can do it that way. Yep. Multiply by 100 and get to the 20%. Yep. Or just go 2 to the right, add the percent. All right, so here's the question. John Walton received a net amount of $168,000. Net amount. That's how much he took home after all the expenses, right? So after paying $1,200 in legal fees and 6% commission. what was the selling price of the house? That's what they want to know. They know how much he netted after paying everything. The question is, how much did he sell it for before paying everything? Okay? Steven, you said the screen is a little off. What is off? My screen is off? Where's Steven? He's not. Okay. Anthony, a lot of people get stuck here. Like I said, it's like the question that it'll be the worst question, if anything. They're all very easy. This one is the one that will make you work. So, okay. All right, so 168,000 after everything. What do we have to do? If it's after everything and we're trying to figure out how much you sold for, we need to reverse the process, right? We need to figure out what was before. How do we do that? We're going to add. So they received $168,000, right? This was the net sales price after paying in fees $1,200 and commission 6%. What was the sales price? And that's the gross, right? Oh, hold on. I was putting the answer already. That's the question. What was the sales price? Guys, this is how I do it all the time. I take the information from the question, put it on a piece of paper, and figure out what I need. Now, like I said, net is after all these deductions. So we need to reverse it. So we're going to have to add, that's the first step, we're going to have to add the fees. How much do we get? $169,200. You guys with me so far? Okay. So after adding the fees, $169,200, now we need to figure out something. And that something is a little tough right now because a lot of you got stuck with 6%. Do you think 6% is the number we need? Let me know in the chat. Is 6% the number we need? I'm getting no, 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 no. Of course not. Because for us to use 6%, we need to figure out what value does 6% have, or we need to figure out how much is sold for to determine the 6%. So 6% is not the number we need, but here's what we know. If you guys remember from yesterday, here's what we know. We took 6% commission out of 100% of the pie. Remember that? So what number are we left with? We are left with 94% of the pie, correct? Give me a thumbs up. Okay? So if we're left with 94% of the pie, here's my question. What number do we have here that represents 94% of the pie? If after taking 6%, we're left with 94%, what number do we have here that represents the 94% that's left? Correct. So that means that this equals 94%. You guys got it? We have a sales price minus 6%, 169. Minus fees, seller took home 168. We're reversing everything, but we got stuck here. So since we cannot use this, we need to use whatever's left. What is left? 94%, which is 169,200. Now, I did say that percentage problems contain 3 elements. 1, 2, 3, right? Look what we have. 1, 2, and the question is 3, right? So that's where the question is. If we got 3 elements, here's what we're going to do. Steering wheel, and we're going to fill in the blanks. We're trying to figure out the value, which is the sales price. We have a percentage, and we have a value, a part of the value. So 169 is a portion of whatever goes here. If a number is on top and another number is at the bottom, what do? We divide. And the answer is 180,000. Okay, let me show you again. Ready? I'm going to show you again. This is what they asked. Think about your paycheck. Your paycheck, you have the gross amount, which is what you would like to receive, right? And then they start doing deductions. And when they do deductions, you get to the net amount. That's how much the seller got. So for us to figure out what was the gross, we need to add the deductions, right? When we add the deductions, we get 169,200, and then we have another number, the 6%, but we cannot use it. Because for us to know the 6%, we needed to know how much it's sold for or know the actual commission. Nowhere in the question do we have the actual commission paid out. That's why we cannot use the 6%. So we need to remember that when we take 6%, we are left with 94% of the pie, of 100%, right? Which is the gross. So 100% gross would be 100%, right? This is commission. Whatever's left is the net plus the fees. You got it? This is what's left, the net plus the fees, 94%, right? If we guys go back here, how much was the net plus the fees? 169,200. So that's the value that equals 94% of the pie. So if we got 2 numbers, we can figure out the third just by putting those 2 numbers here. Remember, the steering wheel, the advantage of the steering wheel is to fill in the blanks. You don't need to really understand much about the steering wheel. You just need to understand filling in the blanks and where do they go. That's all. The steering wheel is then going to tell you when to divide or when to multiply. So we have a net value, which is a portion of what we're trying to figure out, and we have a percentage, right? So top number divided by the bottom number gives us $180,000, and that's the gross sales price. Questions? Emil, you got lost at 94? You don't know what the 94 is? Yes, no? You know what the 94 is, so how do you get lost at 94? I'm still confused. Why not use the 6%? Because you can't. That's right. If you use the 6%, you're always going to get the wrong number. 6% of what? Tell me, 6% of what? If you don't know this number, how much it's sold for, 6% is not the number that you can use. If you don't know how much commission was paid out, right, the actual value, 6% is not. Guys, go ahead, give it a try whatever way you want to use the 6%. Divide it, multiply it, plus 6%, plus whatever. Do whatever you want. You will never reach this value because you don't have the actual number, nor do you have the actual sales price. Percentage problems contain 3 elements. The 6% is one element out of those 3 that you need. You need either the value, the commission, or the actual value of the sale. Okay? Sarah, that's right. That's why we skip math questions to the end, so you have enough time to think about it. Yamili, you're typing or no? You gave up on typing too? You want the mic? No, she's typing. You think you understand? Okay. Gross sales price minus commission minus fees, so closing costs, equals, okay, net sales price. They gave us the fees, but they didn't give us a commission value. So all I could do was add the fees, and that's what I did. I added the fees, and I got to this number, 169,200. Daphne, correct. Since there's no value representing 6% or the total value, you cannot use it. So we got to this number, 169,200. And like we just said, can we use the 6%? No. Because I don't know what this value is. I have no idea what this value is, right? So I don't know. And I don't know what this is, because this is what the question is. The gross is what we're trying to figure out. If I don't have the gross and I don't have the actual value of this commission, then how can I use 6%? Impossible. We have to figure out what's left over. What is left over? It's this number, right before the fees. Okay? That's why we use 94% instead of the 6%. You guys can go ahead and put in your calculator, 169,200 plus 6%. It's not going to give you the right answer. It's going to give you 178 something. Yep. Okay. Remember, paycheck. Minus this, minus that, minus, right? If you guys were looking at your paycheck right now and you only said percentages, right? But you didn't have the gross and you didn't have the actual value, how could you calculate it? Sorry, gotta love Sarah. Look at this. Get the other questions right. This question's for the birds, so skip it. It's what I say, guys. If anything, this is going to be the most complicated question you're going to deal with. Meaning, you have to think about it. All the other ones, as soon as you start laying them down like this, right there, it should be okay. All right? So what's the next one? I know. Pretty good group, right? All right, the next one was $13. So an FHA loan on a house priced between $50,000 and $100,000 requires a loan-to-value ratio of no more than 97.76%. If Heather, hi Heather, is financing the purchase of a $95,000 house with an FHA loan, how much cash must she have for down payment? All right, so this is not needed because they're just throwing numbers. We need these two. The answer is 2,128. Did everyone get that? Nicole, that's how you're learning? It's great. Here's what you need to remember. We have 100% purchase price, right? Minus 97.76% LTV, loan to value ratio, correct? That means that the difference is the down payment, which will be 2.24% of it. Now you can go to your calculator and do 95,000 minus 97.76%. Give it a try and see what it gives you. What is the result that you get? Calculators. 95,000 minus 97.76%. $95,000 minus 97.76%. Vanessa, thank you. I don't know what you guys are doing. Vanessa's calculator worked fine. Let me see. Maybe it's me. Did you guys forget to click equal? There's an equal sign. Oh, max. That's what it is. Max. Okay. I forgot max. Yeah. Sure did. That's why POS calculators are better than smartphones for this, or computers. Because once you put on your calculator, the POS calculator, the plain old simple calculator, it forces you to press equal, otherwise it won't give you an answer. You got it? I tried to tell you guys, get a plain old simple calculator. Sometimes going back to basics is so much better. Now, what you could have done also, because now you know the 2.24%, you could have done the steering wheel. We got 95,000. We have 2.24%, or 0.0224. Multiplying is 2,128. So you either minus the value, because this is the constant right here. 100% purchase minus LTV equals down payment, right? Or 100% purchase minus down payment equals LTV. So either way it would have worked, right? Or now that you have the percentages, 2.24, just dump it into the steering wheel. Boom. Daphne, yes. The 100% will be the total of how much you paid for the house. Yep. And the loan to value goes against it. Unless they give you a question, so let me trick you now. or show you how they'll trick you. Unless they give you a question that says you purchased for 100,000, but the value was 98. Meaning the appraised value was 98. If they're asking about appraised value, then that's the number that you would use. Okay? Because the loans are based on appraised value. If it's as simple as this question, then the purchase price is the value. Okay? Again, most of the times it's going to be simple. Are we good? Great. Linda, why are you so serious? Are you good or no? Okay. Nicole is like, I'm good with math. I don't need this. I'm out. Let's see who else is there. Hey, Nicole, what happened to your mom? She was logging in. I was joking. She can attend. It was a joke. Ah, there she is. All right. The next question was... Hold on, that was 11. Oh, that was 13. I did it. Next question was 25. 22. There you go. All right, guys. The next one was 22, and we're going to stop here and then go into the actual reviews. But 22. If the frontage of a half an acre lot is 75 feet, how deep is it? Okay. Frontage, I told you guys, means width. So this is 75 feet wide. Right? 75 feet wide, frontage. They're asking you, how deep is it? What's the length? Right? And they gave you half an acre as the area. Are we good so far? Always draw the area that they're describing. Now, do you guys remember if area is described in acres or area is described in square feet? Because that's one of the things I told you yesterday as well. You got to be focused, got to be motivated, got to be intelligent, got to do this. We got 3 people, Catherine? That's too much. Square feet, correct. All right. So we got to bring this back to square feet. If we have half an acre, how do we bring it back to square feet? You got to remember the squirrels, right? 1 acre equals 4 squirrels going down Route 35 at 60 miles an hour. Here's the squirrels, right? 43,560. Okay? Chad, you remember the squirrels? That's good. Vanessa, 143,000? No. 1 acre equals 43,560. But if it's half an acre, you have to divide by 2. Right? So that equals 21,780. And that's what you're going to put here. Something to remember. Inside number. So the inside number divides by the outside number to give the other number. So we're going to divide. This one divides by that. So it's 290.4. Or 290, because that's what they have there. You guys good? The 0.4 confuse you? I know. I'm sorry, but there's no answer that would match anyway. I know. If it's less than 0.5, they're going to round to the next one. If it's 0.5 or more, they try to go up. So if you don't have here the answer, the point whatever, then that's how they round it. In the state exam, they'll give you the 0.4, okay? All right, so everybody's good? All right, great. So we are done, and we're going to go into the actual. Vanessa says, hold on, I'm holding. Less what? Hey Tidy, she has a tiny screen now, and you're still in her screen? Heather, I know it's off topic and I want to distract, but would you... How would everyone feel about meeting up or having a lunch together? Or a potluck or something? I love the idea, right? Hopefully 2021 will allow us to do that. I'm just kidding. Sarah says, I only come out for wine. So as long as there's wine, she's good. You have masks and shoes? All right. I'll bring a hazmat suit and we're good to go. She has shoes for Sarah. Sarah, it's sold. You need the wine or just shoes is fine? Linda says, I agree. Linda, I thought we talked about beer the other day. But okay, we'll go with wine. It's fine. So if you guys are interested, Heather, you want to create an event, maybe Facebook, maybe whatever, just put on a WhatsApp group, and whoever's interested, let's do it. Okay? I'm always down for it. Talia, no. My common ground is easy. I have a car. Common ground, you're realtors. Travel. You're going to be driving all over common ground. It's easy. Just pick a point, a place to go, pick a time, pick a date or two, maybe 2 dates, so we see which one is best for everybody. The dates is the only thing. But we don't get paid for miles yet. Yes, you do. You're able to deduct them as of this class. You're independent, so you can deduct, so that means you get paid. It's a business meeting. There you go. Heather says you get paid in wine. There you go. All right. Guys, I'm not going to go over these questions. I won't, because I need to get into the actual exam prep, which will involve way more. We already did math, and there's more math coming. All right? So if you have questions regarding any other of these, I told you that I would address at a different time. So send me whatever questions you have, and I'll explain them to you. Okay? So for Daphne, real quick, I said page 196 chart. Okay, so you need that. Okay, and it says how to use the chart. So try that, and then we'll talk about it at a different time. Okay. Good. Just remember they accepted the counter offer. So you don't need this number, right? You don't need this number. Too many numbers. All right. Moving forward, guys. we're going to go to right here. Oh, no. If you have a question regarding that one, I will address. Just send it to me separately. I'll address it at a different time, okay? All right. So we're going to go to chapter 24. And we have practice test A. And then Monday we'll do practice test B. Okay? Now for this, I need you guys from now on. Some of you are traveling. This is going to be great. I am not stopping. Just letting you guys know, I'm not stopping for anyone as I'm doing this, okay? So, Heather, I think they're already going your way. You said lunch, wine, shoes. They're heading your way. All right, make sure you have a piece of paper before we start. Have a piece of paper so you can write down your answers. I'm not going to grade you. You're going to grade yourself. Okay, so we're going to answer a few of these. Hopefully, we'll be able to get as close to 100 as we can. But we're going to try to answer as many as possible, okay? Ready? Great. So practice test A. This is how we're going to do the questions, guys. Which of the following is not considered an improvement to the land? I don't have any answers shown. I'm going to show right now. So the first one doesn't count. We have sewers, roads, building, or crops. And the question is, which one is not considered improvement to the land? Right? How are you going to answer this? You're going to put on a piece of paper. What do you think the answer is? And then you can drop it in the Zoom chat, your answer, and I'll explain if it's right or wrong. But the first thing I want you to do is read. Which of the following is not considered an improvement to the land? Write down your answer. Which one of the following, write in the piece of paper first. Then you put here. Which one is not considered improvement to the land? Think before you answer. What is an improvement? What is an improvement, guys? Whatever's added to the land, right? They're asking which one of these is not an improvement. So let's look at it. A, is that an improvement? Yeah, because nature did not put the sewer there, right? B, roads. Are those improvements? Yeah, because nature did not put the roads there. C, building. Is that an improvement? Yeah, because nature did not put it there. They're asking which one is not an improvement. Crops are not improvements. Okay? Because initially, who puts the stuff there? Nature. It grows by nature. Nature is not an improvement. Remember that. Nature is not an improvement. So which one is not? That was the question. Okay? So the answer is D as in David. What you're going to do now in your book is put a check that you had it right or an X that you had it wrong. And that's what you have to do so you can test yourselves. So you can grade yourselves later. Okay? Number 2. To the seller's agent, the buyer is properly described as a client, customer, principal, or fiduciary. To the seller's agent, The buyer is properly described as, guys, you don't have to write the whole thing. Just put the question number, so number 2, and then the answer. Number 2 and the answer. Number 2 and the answer. Okay, everybody's saying B, customer. That is correct. Because to the seller's agent, that means you represent the seller, right? So the buyer is the party you don't represent. To the seller's agent, the seller is the client, the principal, and you owe fiduciary duties. But they're asking about the buyer. So the buyer is the customer. Very good. Not bad to start, right? These are easy. Number 3. Which appraisal approach computes the value of land separately from the building? There's 3 approaches to value. You guys know this. Which one of these calculates the value separately? Is it the cost approach, the income capitalization approach, the market data approach, or the market analysis approach? Guys, do not jump at the answer. Wait until I'm finished, because this is how you're going to fail in the exam if you jump at the answer. Wait until I finish reading D. Do as I'm telling you, you will pass. You don't do what I'm telling you, you will fail. Okay? Which appraisal computes the value of land separately from the building? Is it the cost approach, the income approach, the market data approach, or the market analysis? Just write the number and the letter of the answer. Which one calculates separately? And the answer is cost approach. Because the cost approach is trying to figure out, guys, what is the value of the building if you were to replace it. So how much would it cost to replace the building? Income approach calculates income, not the building and not the land. Calculates income. Okay? Market data or market analysis or sales comparison approach calculates sales, recent sales. So neither the land nor the building. So the only correct answer would be A, which is the cost approach. All right. Next one. All right. Next one, we have a person who has absolute control of a parcel of real estate is said to own a leasehold estate, fee determinable, life estate, or fee simple. A person that has absolute control of a parcel of real estate is said to own a, and the correct answer is make sure you put the number of the question you're answering. I just want to make sure everybody's here with me. Okay? But that is correct. D as in David. Fee simple or fee simple absolute means the same. Leasehold estate means you have tenants, so they don't have absolute control. Fee determinable means they're contingent or conditional, so they don't have absolute control. Life estate means it's based on somebody's life, so they don't have absolute control. You got it? So we're down to fee simple, and that's simple. It's your property. You can hold it forever if you want. Okay? 5. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure you guys can see it in your screen. So Jim Thomas lets his neighbor Shirley blank store her camper in his yard for a few weeks. He does not charge her for rent. He has given blank a easement, encroachment, estate in land, or license. Jim Thomas lets his neighbor store the camper in the yard for a few weeks. He does not charge rent. He gave blank what? An easement, an encroachment, an estate in land, or a license. He lets, allows. He allows. He lets her, the neighbor, Shirley blank. Okay, so people start getting a little confused. Let's see what we got. Ready? Make sure you're honest with yourselves when you put on that piece of paper. If you have to fail, you have to fail. Today, it's not about passing. Today is about knowing where you are. Okay? Just like testing online with the practice exams, the same thing. So, Nicole, make sure you put the number and then the answer. The number of the question, so I know we were on the same question. So we have here, you guys, a lot of you said A, right? Well, A equals a right that I have on somebody else's property. Easement is a right that I have on somebody else's property. If I have a right, do I need my neighbor to let me park something there? No. So easement is incorrect. Encroachment is illegal. Extension, so definitely not. Right? Okay. Estate, inland, means ownership of property. So no, I don't have any ownership. Right? So what did I get? I got a permission or a privilege. And I told you guys, license can be revoked. License is like your driver license. The state of New Jersey allows you to drive in the roads of New Jersey, and other states recognize their license as well. But it's a permission. It could be revoked at any time. If you guys look right here, Jim Thomas lets his neighbor, so allows the neighbor, permits the neighbor, gives him a license or her a license to park the camper there for a few weeks. Permission. Chad, I lost you on that one. Oh, okay. All right, gotcha. All right, you guys got it? Don't forget, put a check in front of your answer or a cross if you had it wrong. Make sure, oh, by the way, I see books. I forgot to say, no books. Close the books, whether it's a PDF, guys pay attention, whether it's PDF or physical book. Throw it away. Make sure you're here 100% based on your current knowledge. Okay? As if this was the state exam. 100% based on current knowledge. As if it was state exam. Okay? Still people walking around, driving around. It's not going to help you. Next. HUD-1 statement will still be used for a mortgage secured by a conventional loan used to purchase a single-family dwelling, single-family dwelling financed by an FHA insured loan, a duplex in which the purchaser will live, financed by a VA guaranteed loan, or a reverse mortgage. This is question number 6. HUD-1 statement will still be used for a mortgage secured by what? This is chapter 15 and chapter 21. So we just did it, guys, a couple days ago. I'm also going to pace you, so I'm going to show you how to pace in the exam as well. This question has a lot of info, so it takes a little bit longer. If, just letting you guys know, I know I'm interrupting your thought pattern, but if it's a question that takes too long, skip it in the state exam. If it's a question that takes too long, skip it in the school exam. And then come back to it. So as of right now, we're not going to skip because I'm helping you. But I want you to pay attention to the questions. If it's too long, you skip, okay? Now, HUD-1 statement is called a closing statement. And it's used for what? If you don't know the answer, go by process of elimination. It's still used for what? Go by process of elimination. Which one of these does not fit? Which one of these is in the wrong place? Which one of these is different from all others? Peter, put the question number first and then the answer. David, put the question number first and then the answer. Right now you don't need to repeat, but always put the question. So I want to know that you're here with me. D does not belong. D does not belong. Look at this. We have A is a conventional loan, used to purchase a single family dwelling, right? So it's a conventional loan. B says single family dwelling financed by an FHA insured loan. Okay. C is a duplex in which the purchaser will live, financed by a VA guarantee loan. These traditional transactions at the time of purchase fall under the rules of TRID. You remember TRID? Truth in Lending Act, RESPA integrated disclosures? Right. So in that one, we don't use HUD anymore. We use the loan estimate and the closing disclosure. Remember LE and CD? Okay. Which one of these will still use HUD-1 statement? That's the reverse mortgage. It's the cash closings. It's the commercial. It's the mobile homes. Okay? Those will still use a HUD-1, a GFE, and the TILA disclosures. If you guys want to know, again, this is chapter 15 at the end and also chapter 21 at the end. So take a note. If you guys want to know the chapters, just let me know and I'll tell you where to go research. All right? Questions coming through. Can you explain why D is the answer again? Initially, by looking at it, it's the only one that doesn't fit the others. These are either for purchase, right? They're either for purchase with a federally related transaction or purchase in a regular transaction. These are single families or a duplex, so residential, right? These are the transactions that fall under the October 3rd, 2015 law, TRID. Reverse mortgages, we said in chapter 15 and chapter 21 that reverse mortgages, commercial transactions, cash transactions, and mobile homes do not fall under TRID. These do. So HUD-1, the good faith estimate, and the Truth in Lending Act disclosures are given for all other types of transactions, like reverse mortgage. Okay? Next one. Number 7. A legal description that defines the boundary lines. Legal description that defines the boundary lines. Okay. I'm in trouble. Mr. Quintella. I'm in trouble. What happened? Chapters 15 and 21. Yeah, I said that. You want me to tell you the page? So what do you want? She's like chapter 15 and 21. And then Mr. Quintella, like, pay attention. Jeez. Attitude. These Dominicans. Yeah, it's 15 and 21. I thought I had just repeated it. That's why. All right, next. A legal description that defines the boundary lines is called a geodetic survey, meets and bounds, rectangular survey, or a recorded plat. 7. A legal description that defines the boundary lines. This one's probably like the easiest question ever. Catherine, just put the number and then the answer. You don't have to type the whole thing. Unless you're bored and you want to, but... Correct. This is easy. Meets and bounds. And I know, sometimes it's tricky. So you're always going to look for how are they tricking you, right? So meets and bounds, not these ones. Very good. So the answer is B as in boy, meets and bounds. Number 8. Which of the following is considered a dual agency? Which of the following is considered a dual agency? Broker, acting for both buyer and seller. Brokers cooperating in the multiple listing service. Broker listing and selling to the same person. Or salesperson listing 2 houses on the same street. Which one of these is considered dual agency? Number 8. Which one of these is considered dual agency? Perla, put the question number, please, and then the answer. Which one of these is considered dual agency? Very good. So dual agency, agency means representation, right? Representation. Oh, what did I do? Oh. Okay. So that means you're representing dual, you're representing both the buyer and the seller. Okay? Representation. Both the buyer and the seller. Brokers cooperating in a multiple listing? Nope. Broker listing and selling to the same person? No. That means I'm listing and selling to the same person. How can I list and sell to the same person? Only if I help you sell your property and buy another one. But is that dual agency? No, they're independent agencies. Because agency is you're hired for something, right? Salesperson listing 2 houses on the same street, definitely not. Chad just wrote wording. Yep, it's how it's worded, so pay attention. You guys have to pay attention. That's why I slow down, right? You have to pay attention. Oh, I just see why you said wording. Okay. Yep. All right. Number 9. Which of the following is a lien that does not need to be recorded? A lien that does not need to be recorded. Money judgment, real estate taxes, tax deed, or voluntary lien. Which of the following is a lien that does not need to be recorded? You guys already know the lien equals money, so financial claims, right? And which one does not need to be recorded? Number 9, which one does not need to be recorded? Okay. All right, let's go. Process of elimination. What is a money judgment? Well, process of elimination. Money judgment, that means somebody sued you for money. There's a decision by the judge for money. If they want to get paid, they better file and record that lien, right? So, there. I'm going to skip real estate taxes for a second. I'm going to go to C, tax deed. What is a tax deed? Does it even exist? No. But if it did, it's not a lien, it would be a transfer. It's not a lien, it's not financial. Okay? A lot of you answered voluntary lien. So you're trying to tell me that a voluntary lien, something you ask for, does not need to be recorded, like a mortgage? A mortgage does not need to be recorded? What is a voluntary lien? Voluntary lien is, for example, a mortgage, something you asked for. Of course it needs to be recorded. A second mortgage, a homeowner's line of credit, for instance, needs to be recorded. Whatever you ask for must be recorded. It must be registered. Now, real estate taxes, besides being involuntary liens, they are perpetual liens. So they don't need to be recorded. They're always there. You got it? And real estate taxes, always priority. Because they're always the priority, do they need to be recorded? No, they're always first. The other ones would need to be recorded to see who was here first, but not taxes. Taxes do not need to be recorded into public records. You guys got it? Next. The term depreciation. This is question number 10. The term depreciation refers to the value of real estate after the expiration of its useful life, a loss of value due to any cause, the costs incurred to modernize a building, or the capitalized value of rental losses. The term depreciation refers to what? Think before you answer. Depreciation refers to what? This was chapter 17, by the way. Depreciation refers to what? Don't forget, as you answer, put checks next to it or crosses if you had wrong. Chad, put the question number first and then the answer. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. All right, so the term depreciation, you guys ready? No? The term depreciation refers to loss of value due to any cause or condition. So when you buy something, I know why a lot of you went to C or to A, right? When you buy something, it's already built, for instance, right? or you're going to have to maintain it in the future or upgrade it, right? The thing is, you might have to maintain it because of its useful life. It ends, so eventually needs to be replaced. Or you might have to maintain it because of damage, the actual damage. One thing is maintenance, another thing is actual damage, right? So depreciation is an accounting concept that allows you to claim the benefit of that loss of value of certain items in your house due to any cause or condition. So, in the future, could there be an accident that damages the property? Yes. In the future, could there be a need to maintain or replace something in the property? Yes. So the answer is loss of value due to any cause or condition. Chapter 17. It's okay, guys. Today's not the day to be like, oh my God, what is real estate? No, that's not the day. Today is like, give it your best shot. Don't stress about it. We're really just trying to figure out how the questions are asked. Okay? Because one thing is being in class, another thing is being asked the questions the way they do. Okay? So no stress. Just enjoy the process and learn. This is also a learning experience. All right? It's also a recap. Use it that way. 11. Whether a salesperson is associated with a broker as an employee or as an independent contractor is important. So, before I read, because I know for a fact wording, like Chad said, is important. What they're trying to figure out is, why is it important for you to figure out if you're an employee or if you're independent? Okay? Why is it important? For income tax purposes, when applying for a license, when listing property because independent contractor may list his or her own name, or when establishing an escrow account. Why do you need to know if you're an employee or if you're independent? 11. Why do you need to know if you're employee or if you're independent? Talia, put the number and then the answer. Thank you. Ready? All right. You need to know if you're an employee or if you're independent for income tax purposes. Because an employee is a W-2 and taxes must be deducted. If you're independent, you're a 1099, you get a full check and you're the one that has to do your deductions at the end of the year. So that's why you need to know if you're employee or independent. Because it will change the way you do your taxes. Next. 12. A township contains 6 square miles, 36 sections, 18 sections, or 640 acres. A township contains 6 square miles, 36 sections, 18 sections, or 640 acres. Give it your best shot at the answer. Okay, this is chapter 19. Okay. So, 18 sections, nowhere in the book. So C is incorrect. Okay. 640 acres equals one section, not one township. So no. Ready? Township does not contain 6 square miles, but 6 mile squares. A township has 36 numbered sections, and each section is 640 acres. All right? And this is the government survey method, or the rectangular survey system, in Chapter 19, Legal Descriptions and Deeds. This is not used in New Jersey or in any other of the original 13 states. Remember that? Okay. This is the one that had that cool thing. The southeast of the southeast of the southeast. That's the one. Daphne has a question. What is the difference between 6 miles square and 6 square miles? Okay. So you have a square, right, with 6 miles, or you have 6 square miles. 6 square miles will be a smaller square than a square with than a 6 mile square. 6 mile, 6 mile, 6 mile, 6 mile. This is 6 mile square, so very small. That'll be one of the differences. Measurements. Okay? 13. All right, let me show you guys how you're going to do the math. Ready? It says a merchant signs a lease for $800 a month, or 6% of gross sales, whichever is more. So that's the lease. You either pay one or you pay the other. In July, gross sales were $14,000. How much is the rent for July? So I'm not going to show you the answers. When all the math, I don't show you answers. I'll let you guys do the math, and then I'll show you the answers, okay? Sarah, yes, 36 sections will be a total of 36 square miles. Okay? That's the difference. Instead of a 6 mile square is 36 square miles. Let's do the math over here. A merchant signs a lease for 800. Guys, all right. Stop. No answers. You guys are doing something wrong. Linda, Nicole, books away. If I'm not giving you the answers and you're telling me 13C, that means you have the book with the questions and the answers open in front of you. No books. Not today. Books away. Thank you. I know. 13J, that's what it is. J is correct. Okay, Peter says 140. Okay, make sure you put the question number first. Don't show me how you got there. I just want the answers. So question number and the answer. Thank you. Brian says 13. Got it. In the state exam, I don't care how simple this question is, skip it to the end. Nope, I'm not showing the answers yet, Yanessa. Not yet. For the math questions, I don't show the answers until sometime over. Andrea, make sure you put the question number first, always. Today I'm mean, so sorry. Vanessa's like, yep, you are. Okay. Sarah says, I hate math paragraphs no matter how easy. That's why we skip, Sarah. Skip it to the end. That's it. Just like a closing. Only happens at the end, right? That's the final math. All right. Almost everybody there. A little bit more. $13. Yep. All right, guys. So, is it is it 480, 800, 840, or D, 2,800? And the correct answer is C as in Charlie. Did everybody get it? Good. Next one, 14. What do we got? Jane Smith gave the hospital a vacant lot as long as it's used for hospital purposes. The hospital owns a fee determinable, a remainder interest, a homestead, or a leasehold estate. Jane Smith gave a hospital a vacant lot. Chad is in a rush. He just puts the number and no answer. Jane Smith gave the vacant lot as long as. So there is a condition, right? As long as it's used for hospital purposes. So the hospital owns what? All right. It looks like most of you are answering. So the correct answer is A, a fee determinable, because your ownership is determined by the usage or the condition. So it's conditional or contingent. As long as. Very good. Don't forget the checkbox in front of it or an X. 15. The buyer moves in and pays expenses and loan payments, but the seller retains the title in a lease option, purchase money sale, land contract, or sale and lease back. Before you guys answer, stop, do not answer. Read the question again. Take your time. The buyer moves in, pays expenses and loan. The seller retains the title. Okay? In which one of these? In which one of these? Is it lease option? You guys are not reading. There's a loan. Is it lease option, purchase money sale, land contract, or sale and lease back? Sarah, you asking or are you telling me? Yamili, put the question number first. Sorry, you're reading to me? Sounds great. All right. Let me help some of you out. There's a loan, there's not a lease. So it cannot be a sale and lease back, and it cannot be a lease option because there's a loan, not a lease. So there's two options. Is it B or C? Stephen, put the question number first. Thank you. Is it B or C? Is it a purchase money sale or is it a land contract? Also known as installment sales contract or contract for deed. You guys locking in your answers? That's it? You sure? You positive? Talia's like that. Come on, just whatever. It's chapter 11, and it's the very last thing of chapter 11. Look, a purchase money sale, that means you purchased the house and you got the deed, you got the title. It says right here that the seller retains the title. It's very similar to car financing. You guys remember that one? Similar to car financing. You pay me in installments. There's a loan. You pay the expenses, but I keep the title until a later time. So it's called also contract for deed. Land contract, installment sales contract, or contract for deed. It's okay to be wrong. That's why I'm doing this today, and I'll do it on Monday, just to get you guys ready for it. Yanessa, don't cry, okay? She's like... I'm surprised Sarah didn't open a bottle of wine yet. All right, next one. 16. A tenant's written 1-year lease expires on May 1st. To obtain possession on May 1st, the landlord must give the tenant what? Notice by April 30th, 60 days notice, 1 month's notice, or no notice. Stop, do not answer. Let's break it down. There's a written 1-year lease that expires on May 1st. Check in, check out. Give me the answer. Okay? The tenant's written 1-year lease expires on May 1st. How much notice must the landlord give to the tenant? Check in, check out. Guys, remember, check in, check out. Hotel, do they have to call you to tell you to leave? No. You already told them that a year from now you would leave. It's a 1-year lease. Therefore, no notice. You preset that you were going to leave on May 1st. Do I have to give you notice? Nope. What are you still doing here? That's pretty much it. Okay? That is chapter 12. Okay? And a 1-year lease is called estate for years. Estate for years. All right? 17. We're going to do one more, then we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, okay? It says, which of the following situations will not delay the closing under TRID rules? This is 17. Which one of these will not delay the closing? The escrow amount for taxes and insurance was changed. The lender could not document the applicant's overtime. The applicant decided on a different loan program, or a prepayment penalty was added. Which one of these will not delay the closing? 17. Which one will not delay the closing? Which one will not delay the closing? Let's go by process of elimination again. Ready? Okay. Which one of these is not related to the other? Which one does not fit? Think about it. We're going to start with D. First of all, in New Jersey, you cannot charge a prepayment penalty for mortgages. There's no prepayment penalty, Chapter 13. Okay? C. Applicant decided on a different loan program. If I change the loan terms because I went to a different program, can we close tomorrow? No. The loan needs to change. And under TRID rules, we have the right to know all the closing costs. If there's a new loan, there's different closing costs. So the loan changed. B. The lender could not document the applicant's overtime. If I don't know how much money you're making, how can I qualify you? Right? So it alters the terms of the loan. You qualify for less if I cannot figure out the amount of money you make. Now, again, by process of elimination, these three, B, C, and D, are all related to the loan. What about A? A is about escrow. Escrow is taxes and insurance. If taxes and insurance change, does that change the loan? No. What triggers the new loan estimate? What triggers the new closing disclosure? Anything related to the loan. Okay? For the delay to happen, there was a change in the loan terms. Got it? Chapter 15 for that. All right, guys. It's 7:42. We're going to go into a quick break. 7:42, 7:50. So I'm going to give you 8 minutes. Run. Okay? Go get that water. Go get that coffee. Go get the Red Bull. Go get whatever you guys need to be energized. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. Are you here? Let's see. We got Talia, Perla, Andrea, Carlos, Jane, Heather, Geraldine, Meredith, Nicole, Gil, Abanu, Joseph, Emily, Sarah, Catherine, Anthony, Mina, Daphne, David, Natalie, Sabrina, Brian, Yanessa, Peter, Vanessa, Stephen, Myra, Sandra, Chad, Jalen. Okay. Cool. Vanessa says 1 minute. So we can't do anything until Vanessa comes back. She said 1 minute. All right, so question 18. You guys ready? Is everybody ready? You guys are having way too much fun and not paying attention. That is great. That is awesome. Some of you are completely off. Right, Nicole? Doesn't even hear me. All right. Yeah, Amelia's doing her shopping. All right. Okay, cool. No problem. Talia froze? No, she's moving. I froze? I'm moving. I'm moving. Oh, Talia knows the baby's right behind her. Right, Talia? Yeah. It was on a... I know. Well. There you go. Talia, tell your baby to grab onto the fan. Whee! It was the best experience of my life. Anyway, all right, next. 18. The Jensens own property that the city wants to use to extend an airport runway. The Jensens refuse to sell. The city may acquire this property by its right of eminent domain, easement, accession, or recapture. The Jensens own property that the city wants to use to extend the airport runway. Jensens refuse to sell. The city may acquire this property by its right of and the correct answer is, this one should be easy. I don't know. That's not the correct answer. This is chapter 9. Eminent domain. Okay? Eminent domain. There's 4 rights, governmental rights. We have police power, right? Eminent domain, taxation, and escheat. Pete. Remember? All right, 19. Georgia Brown. Georgia Brown sold her listed home herself. Sold her listed home herself and did not owe anyone a commission. The listing she had signed was probably multiple listing, net listing, exclusive right to sell listing, or exclusive agency listing. 19. Georgia Brown sold her listed property herself and did not owe commission to anyone. Did not owe commission to anyone, guys. Did not owe commission. Did I just get a tongue in who? Nicole, who was that? Nicole? She got me muted. Somebody just came to the screen and was like, Gotta love it. All right, let me help somebody out. Net listing is illegal. Oh, Brian, you got somebody helping you there? All right, let me help you with one more. Multiple listing is the Craigslist for realtors. It's just where we post stuff. So we're down to two. We have exclusive right to sell and we have exclusive agency listing. Heather, it's not here. For sale by owner. All right. Correct answer is D. Because in an exclusive right to sell, you always owe commission. Always. So exclusive agency, you list it with one agency, but if you sell by yourself, you don't have to pay commission. Got it? So that is chapter 10. Federal income tax regulations allow a homeowner to reduce taxable income by amounts paid for interest and property tax, repairs and maintenance, insurance premiums, or all of the above. If you want to reduce the amount of taxes you have to pay, but guys, before you answer, but you are a homeowner, you can reduce your taxable income so you can pay less taxes by amounts paid for what? Interest and property tax, repairs and maintenance, insurance premiums, or all of the above. Homeowner, not investor, homeowner. All right, we already got A, we got B, we got D. Can anybody give me C? Might as well put all the answers. Let me help you. Ready? Yes? Insurance premiums are not tax deductible. So if insurance premiums are not tax deductible, whether you're an investor or a homeowner, that means that D is incorrect as well. So we're down to two. Interest and property tax, or repairs and maintenance. Okay. B is only available for investors. Peter, don't get upset. Interest and property tax is always deductible, whether you are an investor or a homeowner. Look what I underlined, homeowner. Right, Chad? It would be great. There's pros and cons to being a homeowner. There's way more pros to be an investor, because then you can deduct A and B. Got it? You're asking why? Peter's asking how can you deduct A and B, because as an investor, it's not a property that you live in, and you have repairs and upkeep because of the damages that the tenants make to the property. So you can use B as an expense. Now, Daphne, that is taxes. It's just the way it is. Federal and state taxes allow you to deduct whatever you paid for interest because you borrowed somebody else's money, so they're making money. For you, it's a loss. You're paying. For them, it's a gain. So they deduct as a gain on their end, and you, they declare as a gain, and you deduct as an expense or a loss, right? As far as taxes, who's gaining? The city. You have a loss. Insurance premium, who's gaining? You are. So that's why it's not a deduction. You pay the premium in case something happens. So it's not a benefit for or a gain for the insurance company. It is a gain for you. You got it? So that's why insurance premiums are not deductible. Got it? Great. Yep, when you do your taxes every year. All right, 21. Chad, you were making a statement or asking a question? Where do I have Chad? Statement, okay. Cool. 21. A grantor, so a seller, becomes a lessee, and the grantee, the buyer, becomes a lessor in a land contract, lease option, sale and lease back, or wraparound mortgage. The seller becomes a tenant. The buyer becomes a landlord. I think I gave you the answer, right? Very good. It looks like everybody's on point. It's a sale and lease back. They switch. The buyer becomes the landlord, the seller becomes a tenant. So I sell to you and I lease it back from you. Correct. Okay? Very good. 22. Ben Wolf has defaulted in payment of several debts, and the court has ordered this property sold to satisfy the debts. Which of the following would be considered the prior lien, meaning the one with priority? Is it outstanding mortgage dated and recorded 1 year ago? Is it the current real estate taxes? Is it a mechanic's lien for work that was started 2 months before the mortgage was recorded? Or a court judgment rendered and recorded last month? Which one has priority? And the answer is taxes. Always. Very good. $23. A guarantee that the lender will commit to a certain percentage for the cost of the loan is called guarantee percentage is called tariff security, requirement for a prepayment penalty, balloon payment, or rate lock. These are easy, right? If it's a guarantee percentage, it's a rate lock. D. Very good. 24. What is the function of Fannie Mae? What is the function of Fannie Mae? A, buys FHA loans. B, insures FHA loans. C, makes FHA loans. Or D, reviews FHA loans. What is the function of Fannie Mae? What does grandma do? What is grandma's function? Either A or B, pick one. You picked A? Okay, that's your final answer? You're going to lock in? Okay. They do not review FHA loans. They do not make FHA loans. They not insure FHA loans. Grandma buys everything. 1 out of every 10. 9 out of 10 mortgages. 9 out of 10 mortgages. Can I have a lifeline? I was right the first time. Yeah. Can you hear me, Nicole? You can? So maybe it stopped working because I stopped it. Because I was talking to you, you're not answering. You're not paying attention. You're not answering the questions. You're partying, you're enjoying. We're here testing. I told you guys, today I'm mean. I want you guys to pay attention. She's texting like she has an excuse. Everybody was calling your name. Okay. Okay. All right. Ready? 25. Continue education courses may be taken in a classroom only, exclusively over the internet, entirely by mail, or by mail, internet, or classroom. CE credits, continue education. They can be taken classroom only, exclusively over the internet, entirely by mail, or by mail, internet, or classroom. Correct answer is D, because this is CE credits. Pre-licensing must be in classroom, or now temporarily, we got over the Zoom, right? But if it's CE credits or continuing educations, are we counting COVID? You can do by mail. You're not sending COVID in the envelope. But by mail, internet, or classroom, you have all the options for CE credits. Next, 26. An agent for a seller, as an agent for a seller, a real estate broker may promise that the seller will accept any offer that meets the terms of the listing contract, solicit the buyer for an offer to purchase, sign an acceptance to a bona fide purchase offer, or refuse to forward a ridiculously low offer. You represent who? The seller. What can you do? 26. Can you promise that the seller will accept any offer, solicit the buyer for an offer to purchase, sign an offer on behalf of the seller, pretty much, right? Or refuse an offer? What is the correct answer? This is chapter 3, and this is the chapters that people fail the most. Chapter 3. Agency. Who do you represent? Page 34, page 35 will tell you this stuff too. Nope, we're getting some wrong answers. All right, ready? Let's look at A. Can I tell, I represent the seller, can I tell the buyer, hey, don't worry, they'll take whatever as long as it meets whatever the listing says? No, right? That wouldn't make any sense. As a seller's agent, I'm supposed to have the client first. The fiduciary, right, duty that I have is to the principal or the client. So I'm trying to get as much as I can. It's not the listing, it's as much as I can. We start the listing at 100, but if I can get 200, why not? Right? So A would be incorrect. Now we're going to skip one, and I'm going to go to C. Can we accept an offer on behalf of the seller? Of course not. The seller is the only one signing. They accept the offer. In the same token, can we refuse an offer? Nope. Not because it's ridiculously low. We could refuse it if it doesn't bring a proof of funds or a pre-approved mortgage letter. So no. Our job as an agent for the seller is to find a buyer who will put an offer to purchase. Solicit buyers. Find buyers. Got it? You got that one. I saw what you got. Daphne, question. Okay. I'm waiting. The wording in the question is confusing. Talia got it. The solicit word, yeah. Let me see, where is Daphne? Right there. Okay, Daphne. It says right here, as an agent for the seller, who do you represent? The seller. Great. That's all you need to know from the question. You represent the seller. So let's look at the answers. Can you promise, right? Can you promise that the seller will accept anything? No, of course not. You cannot promise that. Can you accept an offer? Can you refuse an offer? No. Your only job here from these answers, your only job is to represent the seller in finding a buyer who'll put an offer to purchase. A ready, willing, and able buyer. A real estate broker. What confused you there? Don't you represent the real estate broker? And the real estate broker represents the seller? You are the agent for the broker. So if you represent, the broker represents the seller, then you represent the seller. Everything you do is on behalf of the broker. Remember chapter 1, 2, and 3. All our actions are on behalf of the broker. So who represents the seller? Is it you or the broker? The broker, right? By extension, you're the one that says yes or no to a lot of stuff because you're the one that solicited the seller, right? Getting the seller. And now your duty that you finally got the seller to work with your broker through you, your duty is to find a buyer. They'll put an offer. Okay? Real estate broker represents the seller, not you. Okay? But because you work for that brokerage and you're the one that put the contract together, then by extension it is you. Okay? Andrea says, I didn't know what solicit means. Find, procure, knock on the door, drag him to the contract, and have him sign. Okay? Another question coming through. You thought it meant advertise? Oh, the word solicit. Okay. Well, yeah. Isn't that what it is? Aren't you advertising the property to find buyers? So it goes both ways. You're advertising to find buyers. You're soliciting. You're procuring. You're trying. Okay? All right. 27. The new combined federal TRID. The new combined federal TRID requires a lender to provide a loan estimate within 3 business days of completed loan application, forbids the use of the term annual percentage rate, prevents a broker from saying FHA financing available in a classified ad, or requires all mortgage loan applications to be made on standard government forms. The new combined federal TRID requires a lender to provide an LE or loan estimate within 3 business days of completed loan application, forbids the use of the term annual percentage rate, prevents a broker from saying FHA financing available in a classified ad, or requires that all mortgage loan applications to be made on the standard government forms. Vanessa's funny. Pass. Next. Hey, go back to it. That's the way it is. All right. What do we got? Nobody else? I give up on some of you, like right now. Emily, 27A, but could it be D? Maybe. Let's figure out. You guys ready? I'm giving up on the ones that are not paying attention at all. There's no point in calling them anymore. Anyway. All right. So, what is TRID? What is TRID? It's TILA and RESPA integrated disclosures. TRID. TILA and RESPA integrated disclosures. So, what we're saying here is that the new combined TRID has a requirement. Now, as far as marketing requirements, let's go to B and C. Okay? As far as marketing requirements, TRID actually requires that we disclose the annual percentage rate. It's a requirement, right? So, can we forbid it? No, this is incorrect. C, prevents a broker from saying FHA financing available. No. What it does is prohibits a broker from saying $1,400 a month. FHA financing available, if it's an area that has FHA financing available, why not? So this is definitely not the answer. Because the word forbids and the word prevents are incorrect. It's actually the opposite. Okay? Then we have A and we have D. So Yamili wrote A, but could it be D? Well, no. It cannot be D because they cannot require any standard government forms. Each lender has their own mortgage form. There's no requirement for a standard government form. But what the TRID rule did is say within 3 business days of completed loan application, you must provide the loan estimate, the LE. You guys remember that? Chapter 15. At the end. Chapter 15 at the end. All right? 28. The amount of money that will be paid by a buyer to a seller, both well informed and neither under duress, is the real property's exchange value, market value, appraised value, or salvage value. The amount of money that will be paid by a buyer to the seller, both well informed and neither under duress, so not being forced and aware of all the problems with the property, right, is called the real property's what? Exchange value, market value, appraised value, or salvage value. We got A, we got B, we got C. Anybody going for D as an answer? Nobody? Chapter 16. We talked about value. We talked about cost. We talked about price. Market value. The true market value of a property is when the seller is not forced to sell, the buyer is not forced to buy, the property had reasonable exposure on the market. Both parties know exactly what the problems are with the property, what are the assets, and the potential. That's why it says both well informed and neither under duress, not being forced. That's the true market value. Exchange value, without a market value, there's no exchange value unless this is the price. Appraised value usually comes from the market value, right? And salvage value, nope, not destroyed, so it's okay. That's not the one. All right, next one. Calculators. Property is listed for $160,000. The property sells for $150,000 in a town that reassesses at sales price. The tax rate is $1.93 per $100. How much is the tax bill? Go. That's a really cheap tax bill. Let me know where you find those taxes. Brian, 28,000. That's a lot of taxes. Where's that? Hillside? Yamili just wrote C. Therefore, you have a book open. Please close the book. Then how do you know it's C? I don't want everything away. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Peter, do you want to write any more answers? Okay. You're explaining to me what it is? The question is, how did you get C if I'm not showing you the answers? I see what you have. I just don't want you to have that. That's what I was saying. I want you to have a piece of paper only. I don't want you to have the answers. Because if you have the answers, a lot of people go by process of elimination. I just want to make sure that's not what you're doing. So, no books, no nothing. No papers printed, nothing. Blank pieces of paper only. All right? And the correct answer is 289.50? No. 308.80? No. 2,895? Maybe. Or 3,088? Nope. The answer is 2,895. Very good, guys. Steven's like, wow, I did it. Amelia says, woo. All right. 30. A real estate broker who received a commission for the sale of a home in a transaction in which neither the buyer nor the seller was a principal acted as transaction broker, seller's agent, buyer's broker, or dual agent. A real estate broker who received a commission for the sale of a home in a transaction which neither the buyer nor the seller was a principal acted as David, what's 2? And this one's simple. Guys, a few of these are going to be very simple, easy, straightforward, moving on, right? It's simple. It's a transaction broker because they don't represent the seller, they don't represent the buyer, and if they don't represent neither one, they're definitely not dual agents. So the correct answer is A. $31. Which of the following is not essential? Not essential to an enforceable real estate sales contract? Earnest money, writing, offer and acceptance, or consideration. Which one of these is not essential to an enforceable real estate sales contract? And Daphne, no, that would not be it. It's not looking at transaction there. Because a real estate transaction is a real estate transaction. I can represent the seller in a real estate transaction. I can represent the buyer in a real estate transaction. So it was a good attempt, but not in this case. All right. All right, and it looks like everybody got it. A, because in a real estate contract, it must be in writing. You must have offer and acceptance, and there has to be exchange of value. So correct answer is A, earnest money or good faith deposit. So if it's good faith, it's not mandatory. It's just you showing that you're acting in good faith and saying, hey, here's $1,000 with the offer saying that I commit to buy. Okay? And if I don't, you can keep it. It's your earned money. 32. The lender has agreed to finance Furnished condominium units. The lender has agreed to a package mortgage, a blanket mortgage, a shared equity mortgage, or a wraparound mortgage. The lender has agreed to finance furnished condos. So not only the deed, but also the bill of sale. Not only the condo, but also the furniture. What is this called? Okay, so the majority has won. It's a package deal, right? So a package mortgage. 33. A married couple who meet the ownership and occupancy requirements. A married couple who meet the ownership and occupancy requirements may sell a principal residence with no federal capital gain tax profit on up to 125, 250, 500, or any amount. A married couple who meet the ownership and occupancy requirements may sell a principal residence with no federal capital gains tax profit on up to and the answer is C, $500,000. Perfect. So that's chapter 8, right at the end. $34. The amount of commission due a salesperson or due to a salesperson is determined by what? How do you determine your commission? Mina, yep. How do you determine your commission? By agreement between the broker and the seller, agreement between the broker and the salesperson, the local association of realtors, or state law. How do we determine the amount of commission that is due to a salesperson? How do we determine the amount of commission that is due to a salesperson? To a salesperson. Who pays the salesperson? Who pays the salesperson? We're not asking the amount of commission that's due to the brokerage. We're asking the amount of commission that's due to the salesperson. Only the broker can pay. So it's an agreement between the broker and the salesperson. You got it? All right. 35. The practice of refusing to lend mortgage money in certain neighborhoods is called blockbusting, redlining, bird dogging, or steering. Refusing to lend is called what? C is funny. Bird dogging. You don't know what it is? Bird dogging. If you've ever gone hunting or have seen hunting, right? The birds fall, we send the dog to find. So bird dogging is a term of asking somebody to find deals for you. That's what we call bird dogging. Only it's illegal in real estate. Okay? So, refusing to lend, redlining. Blockbusting is scaring. Bird dogging is about trying to get commission. And steering is guiding somebody either to or away from a particular area. Okay? 36. In a real estate sale, transfer tax fees are usually paid by the, this is chapter 21, seller, state, buyer, or broker. Who pays the transfer or real estate or realty transfer tax fees? Very good. The seller is the one responsible for paying real estate transfer fees. This is chapter 21, almost at the end. $37. Which of the following should you accept as evidence or proof of ownership of an estate in land? Evidence or proof of ownership: quitclaim deed, title insurance policy, warranty deed, or affidavit. Which one of these is proof of ownership? And the correct answer is B as in boy. Because deeds only prove that it was transferred, but doesn't prove that the person had the right to transfer in the first place. And an affidavit is a sworn statement of what? We don't know. It just says affidavit. It doesn't prove anything. So the correct answer is title insurance policy. There's only 4 ways or 4 acceptable methods to prove ownership. That is abstract, right? And attorney's opinion. It's title insurance, Torrance certificate, not used in New Jersey, right? And we have certificate of title. These are the only 4 ways to prove title. $38. An appraiser would not generally use which of these items to determine the replacement cost of a building? Square footage, unit in place, original cost, or quantity survey? Which one is not generally used when we're talking about replacement cost of a building? Replacement cost. This is cost approach. Which one is used in cost approach? And if you guys see it, there's one that doesn't fit. Which one is not used? One of these is not used in any approach. Any at all. Nope. There's four methods for replacement cost. We have square footage, we have unit in place, we have quantity survey, and we have index method. Those are the four methods in order, and that is chapter 16. The original cost should never, ever, ever be used for an appraisal. You should not care about how much I paid for the land. You should care about the value of the land now with the current improvements. That's a mistake that a lot of people make, right? And realtors make that mistake as well. Realtors look at the tax records. Realtors look at the purchase records. They look at it and go like, oh, they bought this for $20,000. They're selling for $500,000. That means they're making a lot of money. No, I bought it for $20,000, but I've put $400 into it. I had to knock everything down, build everything brand new, permits and all that stuff. $420,000 later, I'm trying to make a good $80,000 profit. And I still have to pay a commission on top of that. Don't look at how much I paid for. That is incorrect. Original cost never, ever, ever goes into any type of appraisal. You got it? The other ones, quantity survey. Listen, it's just like the unit in place method. We're adding how many pieces of material we have. What is the quantity of pieces that we have? Again, chapter 16. $39. Which of the following hazards requires a federal disclosure form in a residential purchase? This everybody should know. Ready? Radon, lead-based paint, formaldehyde, or asbestos. Which one of these requires a disclosure form? Which one of these requires a disclosure form? Very simple, very easy. Boom. Lead-based paint. If the property was built before 1978. Everybody got this, right? 40. Frank rents an apartment under a 2-year written lease. After 1 year, the building is sold. Which statement is true? Frank is a tenant. They have a 2-year lease, and after 1 year, the building was sold to somebody else. Which one of these is true? Sorry. The sale has no effect on Frank's tenancy. Frank must renegotiate with the new owner. Frank must leave after 60 days notice by the owner, or the new owner. I didn't finish reading. Why are you answering? What if it's the last one, Mina? What if the answer is the last one? That one right there. What if? Always let me finish. You should finish. Don't jump at any answer. Or the new owner is free to increase the rent immediately. Which one of these is true? Guys, don't answer the last one just because I was messing with Mina, okay? I'm a tenant, okay? Somebody sells the building. Can they increase the rent immediately just because they bought it? No. Thank you. Let's look at the other ones. Frank must leave after 60 days notice by the owner? No. Frank must renegotiate with the new owner. Oh, there's a new owner, so I have to renegotiate? No. A lease survives the sale. No changes can be made to a lease unless it's expired. Get out, Frank. That's the good one. What chapter is this? Chapter 12. Leases, landlords and tenants. 41. Part of the purchase price. 41. In 1977, a family purchased their house and lot for $53,000. So they bought it for $53,000. They made no major improvements. Now, recently they sold it for $224,500. How much do they owe on their gain? Nothing. Nothing if they purchase another home within 24 months. They owe 15% or they owe 20%. They bought it in 1977. It's their family home. They bought it for $53,000, no major improvements, and recently sold for $224,000. How much do they owe on their gain? Andrea, I like your answer. That's probably like the best answer ever. A all the way to Z. Correct answer is nothing, because it's their family home and they're exempt up to $500,000. That is chapter 8. The end of chapter 8. We have a state and federal exemption up to $500,000 if we're married filing jointly, or $250,000 if single. So in either event, they would not pay anything, whether single or married. Heather says, my mind was stuck in investments, so I was stuck. It happens. Again, today is not the day to get upset. Oh, I was stuck, I was this, I was that. Today is the day just to see where we are and how these questions are formulated. So it's just to get you ready to what can you expect type of thing. Okay? Andrea, I just want to say there's only 4 answers, so 26, like A through Z, is a little tough to get. Just saying. You should have picked 1. Heather, everybody knows the areas they need to focus. You guys lack focus reading, but it's also the way it's worded. Sometimes it tricks you. Sometimes you're not expecting. So again, that's what it just exactly, chat. That's the answer. If you guys don't know the answer, just pick C. That's it. Except here you'd be wrong. Anyway. Andrea, you want a loophole? It's tough. It's tough right here. All right. 42. Ready to be tricked? A realtor is any active broker, an attorney in fact, any licensed agent, or a member of a trade association. A realtor is any active broker, an attorney in fact, any licensed agent, or a member of a trade association. Steven, if you got the number. Tricked once before, never again, says Peter. You're funny. All right. So the correct answer is D as in David, because you have to be a member of NAR, of the National Association of Realtors. Bingo, says Vanessa. Very good. 43. A broker received 2 offers at once. One through a salesperson in his office and one from a competitor. The broker should submit the salesperson's offer first because he's the lister. Submit both offers at the same time. Submit the competitor's first as a matter of courtesy. Or reject both offers and tell the seller to try for a higher price. What do we got? 43. What should the broker do? It's in-house. Of course, it should stay in-house, right? Wrong. Wrong. Reject offers? We don't reject offers. The seller rejects offers. Should we submit the other one as a matter of courtesy? No. We have to submit all offers that we might have on the table. See you being chatted. That's why I'm happy with Mario. Because he submits all offers. That's right. Reject all of them and bring the highest one you got. Okay. Cool. Now he brings all offers. He submits all offers to the seller, not to me, but that was a good one. All right, next. 44. And I think this might be the last one or the one before last. The act by which all parties agree to the terms of the contract is known as legality of the object, consideration, meeting of the minds, or informed consent. The act by which all parties agree to the terms of the contract is known as meeting of the minds. Agreement. Yep. We all in agreement. Very good. All right, we can do one more. Refusal to rent. Refusal to rent to a couple because they are unmarried violates what? No law, New Jersey law, Civil Rights Act of 1866, or Federal Fair Housing Act of 1968. Refusal to rent to a couple because they are unmarried violates what? No law, New Jersey law, Civil Rights Act of 1866, or Fair Housing Act of 1968. Nope. 1866 was race and color. Unmarried, not race and color. 1968 was religion and national origin were added, not if they're married or not. Does it violate any law? Can I refuse to rent to people that are unmarried? Does it violate any law? Don't cry, Sarah. Marital status. Does it violate any law? You're asking if it's discrimination. All of these are discrimination laws, except the no law. So, New Jersey law. It definitely violates the law. And New Jersey is the one with the highest protection. That's page 54. You got a table there that shows that marital status is a protected class. So is gender, affectional and gender expression. So those are protected under New Jersey law. Page 54. Mina says everything violates in New Jersey. You guys good? All right. You have to think of the Bible Belt on that one. Okay. All right, so it's 8:57. We don't have time for more. Here's what I got to say, guys. I just want to give you a heads up. So I'm going for the exam. Oh, Peter, the exam is 110. Abanoob, no. So on Monday, we're going to have a review for, it's the part B of this. Guys, do not touch it. Do not try to get ready for it other than studying normally. But don't go to chapter 24, please. Let's do this. I'm trying to help you guys, so I want to make sure you test as if you were in the middle of the test. And as you see, I go through every single question. I break it down. I'm really trying to help you pass, okay? So understanding how the questions are asked are a lot more important. Can we finish this chapter? We're not in any chapter. Peter, you got up to 4 hours. Up to 4 hours in the state exam, okay? Now, guys, here's what I want to say real quick. Tomorrow, okay, hold on. Daphne, we're not even halfway. It's 110 questions. It's been 3.5 hours. So it's a little tough to go over them. You're talking about on Monday? On Monday we're gonna try to hit 110 questions. Because we started, oh yeah, on your own you can. It's just practice exam B, don't do it. Okay, because we did start later today because we were doing the math from yesterday. But on Monday, we're going to try to run the 110 questions. Okay? All right. So let me try to say this one more time. It is now 9 o'clock. Hopefully, no, you will. It is now 9 o'clock. I'm going to go for a procedure tomorrow. So hopefully everything will go well. And hopefully there will be no delays and speedy recovery by Sunday. So that means that Monday I will be back. I already warned the morning class that if there's no class, I'll let him know. For you guys, I'm letting you know as well. If by any chance there's no class on Monday evening, I will let you know, and we'll postpone that for Tuesday. Okay? If it gets too close to the school exam, then I will postpone the school exam for Monday or Tuesday, something like that. All right? So I want to make sure you guys ask me questions. I will be home. I will be available. So send me questions as you're studying. Please ask as many questions. For 4 weeks now, I've been asking you guys, send me questions. Very, very important. You want to learn? Study and send me the questions. You want to pass? Focus. Forget partying for these 4 weeks. There's another week coming. Forget partying. Forget going out. Forget all that stuff. If you're really serious about this, you should have eliminated all the distractions and really focus and ask questions. All right? I see a lot of people, a lot of you just going around doing this, doing that. I don't know what you're doing. I'm just trying to help you. Right? But some of you seems like it's more important that you still have your social life instead of focusing on your money life. Okay? So I'm not saying not to have a social life. I'm just saying this is a 4-week course, 5th week exam, 6th week activate your license. You know what I'm saying? So it's a short period of time where you can tell everybody around you, hey, not today. You guys got it? So I'm here to help you, right? But I can only help if you ask questions. Every night I stay here with some of the students. Every night I stay here another half hour if I have to, another hour if I have to. I'm making myself available not only after class, immediately after class, but also 24/7. Ask the questions. Okay? I want everybody to pass. I already got my license, and I'm trying to give my experience to you guys. So definitely take advantage. Ask the questions, please, if you're serious. If you're not serious, just let me know I'm not serious and I won't bother you. All right? But if you're serious, let me know you really want this, and I'm going to keep on bothering you. You guys got it? Thumbs up? All right? Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. Again, reach out, please. All right, so 9:02. I'll see you guys on Monday. Have an amazing weekend, and love you guys.